Got some dumpster dive action for you today. I'm going to actually run by the scrapyard up the street. Up here they close in 20 minutes, so I'm going to start this off with a load of scrap, some decent copper, insulated copper wire down there. Taking some of this cheap stuff. Look at this. I noticed this pan. Look at this. Still got the stickers. I would keep it for myself, but Teflon. I don't think I'll ever use another pan. It's got coating on it again. There's really no reason for it. I will get to the dumpster dive action here in a minute. First, I want to show this. This is going to be #1 insulated copper wire at this scrapyard. See how that's a solid piece of copper. If it's a high enough content, even though it's braided, I can still get one for it, but I'm not positive. Let's see what she does up at the scale. I think that's going to be all #1 insulated. Here's #2 insulated copper wire. At this scrapyard, I can take junk wire, and as long as I have all the ends cut off the junk wire, I can stick it in with #2. So this scrapyard, at the other scrapyard, what they call junk wire, Ethernet, and #2. So it'll be 3 different categories. At this scrapyard, those 3 categories all go into here, as long as you have all the ends cut off. So it'll be #2 insulated. Got my bucket of aluminum. These cans aren't enough to weigh by themselves, so I just throw them in here. Maybe it can tick up the scale a pound. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But frying pans in there. This is what the wires were in. Those are made out of aluminum. Sometimes those will be made out of steel, so you gotta watch out for that. Here's my tin shred. Got an old toaster in there, some electrical box deals, a little. I'm almost keep that for myself. Not bad. Little storage rack, hang on a wall or something. And over here I got these pieces of aluminum with plastic, so this goes aluminum breakage. I'm not sure what she's gonna do with this. I think she'll say aluminum breakage because that's all aluminum in there. It might go in tin shreds, so we'll see. And then here I got some stainless steel pipes with brass nuts on the end, so I'll probably get a pound of stainless steel or something for those. I could cut the brass off there and take it to another yard, but I want to get making this video for you. I got $14.10 for that stuff. These turned out to be brass. That's what they'll call white brass at the other scrapyard. And this is actually about 10 pounds or so of brass right there. So if it was probably a little short, 10 pounds, but if it was 10 pounds, it'd be $18.50 right there. So it's probably 7 or 8 pounds maybe once I get that plastic off there. But you know, it's probably $15 or so in brass. So that was almost a $30 load. I thought they were aluminum, but I guess it makes sense. It's some kind of floor finisher that goes on a machine, so an aluminum probably wouldn't hold up. So it's definitely heavier and stronger than aluminum. So I think it's a low grade brass, but the other scrapyard would give me clean brass for that. They're gonna give me 35 cents a pound as is here for those. At the other scrapyard, if I leave the plastic on, it'll be like 80 cents a pound for dirty brass, or like $1.85 for clean brass if I knock the plastic off. Anybody need a bicycle? There's a little aluminum rim over there, ready to go. I'm gonna go make my video, and I may come back by here and pick some of this out of here. I'm not gonna carry it around for a whole video though. This is an absolutely wonderful score. It might not look like it, but that might be $50. That might be $50 right there, cold cash. What do you think about that? Maybe I'll end this video, depending on how it goes. If I just fill up on scrap metal, maybe I'll end this video by running to that other scrapyard. Scrapyard I started out this video, they close at 1 p.m. So it's about 1 p.m. right now. I think this is actually a fiber optic, not that, this here. There might be some metal in that actually, so I'm gonna see what the scrapyard thinks about it. No, it is optical cable. It looks like there's a metal casing. Never mind. Anyways, what I was saying is maybe I'll finish this. I'm out of breath. Maybe I'll finish this video off by running down to the neighboring town. Scrapyard stays open till 5. That will give me a better price for that brass, that white brass. I have over $50 sitting in that tote right now. Not too shabby. If you're interested in scrapping some copper out of these old TVs like this, I have down in the description. If you click on show more, description will open up. I have a video showing how to scrap those for copper. There's a nice bit of copper in there. I would do it right now, but I'm sitting like a 95 degree heat, so I'd rather get moving down the road. This appears to be a bank that's shut down. I think COVID-19 put this place out of business. Hello, Mr. Farkle. You cannot hide from me, for I'm the great Farkle hunter. I threw that shelf in there. I heard a jingle of a Farkle. I missed a Farkle. That's a nice little storage shelf. That's one I would keep, but I'm a little ways away from the storage unit. For I am the great Farkle hunter. Oh. I think I'll skip this one. You don't mind if I skip this one, do you? Moving on along. I saw that at the very last second. When I saw it, I actually reacted and I stomped my foot down over here, and all this went flinging out in the street. Oh, okay, I have made my way back here. Sun is now behind the tree. Now that I think about it, this bank is closed down, so I was gonna take the TV over here under a canopy in the shade, but that was like an hour ago. So now the sun has moved, so now I can leave it where it's at. The problem is these are considered hazardous waste. And it is basically illegal to dispose of these anywhere for the most part, with the exception of a place that can recycle them, and those are far and few between, or a place that runs a program that'll recycle them. I have a hunch that a lot of those places, they still end up in a place they're not supposed to end up in. Anyways, the problem is the glass is made out of lead. Let me get this open before I start yapping. Okay, so the problem is with these, they're hazardous waste, so as soon as you take them into your possession, technically they're yours. This thing is sliding off here, let's see. There we go. So if you take these into your possession and strip them out, then you're basically illegal dumping them after that. So for me, the trick is to scrap them where you find them. Now that I'm in the shade, I'm scrapping it where I found it. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna put that plastic thing back over here, screw it back down. That's copper, that's good copper in there. There's probably about a pound of copper in there. So this glass is a lead glass. Most of the lead in this is in here in the funnel. Let me take this off real quick. That's a nice piece of copper right there. Sometimes those will be aluminum, but that's copper, and that's a nice piece of copper. That's almost 2 pounds by itself, not quite. If it were 2 pounds, it would be worth about $3.60 as it is. If you wanted to take off the insulation, you could do that. Those are not too bad to do that too. And if it were bigger, sometimes on the really big TVs, on the really big ones, these will usually be aluminum, but sometimes they'll be copper, and they're like about a ½ inch round, and they're just monsters. So even if they're aluminum, they're worth money. There's also some nasty stuff inside too. Lots of people will say there's nothing in there, but that's not true. There is some dangerous stuff inside of there as well. So I'm pretty sure it's illegal to bust them open. Well, I know it's illegal to bust them open. This is one of those situations where the people who manufacture these type of products, they take no responsibility whatsoever in the end game, right? That's kind of in the scrap world, you kind of notice things like that. Air conditioners, refrigerators, steel belt tires. There's a few things. These are one of them for sure. So I can get electric motor for that. That's kind of like a ballast type material in there. Little transformer goes electric motor. That little guy goes electric motor. A couple pieces of aluminum here. That's how I like cleaning them like that. That's how I learned how to do stuff, just on the fly. There's another piece of aluminum on there. We'll have that guy. That little dude. And the rest of this I'll just throw in my tin shred. It's a circuit board, but I'll just throw that in with the tin shred. So after this, I'm gonna head almost a direct shot. This road down here, almost a direct shot down to the scrapyard in the next town. So that'll work out good. The scrap theory, or the scrap trend continued throughout this video. The only thing of scrap I didn't find was my handy dandy little, I broke it. Shoot, look at that, broke it. You know what, I'm gonna just throw that away now. I didn't realize I busted a flower off of it. My little hummingbird feeder, man. I trashed my garbage. Okay, so where was I? Get this thing off here. So people ask about getting shocked by these TVs, and that's a bit of an urban legend. If they've been unplugged for more than like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, it's impossible to get shocked. Although, the way to get shocked, if you wanted to get shocked, is underneath this suction cup. If you want to stick your finger down in there, I do believe that's where you get shocked, right there. That's glass down there, so I didn't open up the tube, but I believe these newer TVs have discharge features in them. The stories you've heard from people getting shocked are probably in your living room where they're still plugged into a wall. Sometimes these will be glued onto the glass, and there's no way to get them off without breaking the glass. That's one reason why, or one of the reasons why I stopped messing with these, because occasionally maybe 20% of them or so will be the ones that are glued to the glass. But I got this one to break free. It's not glued. I think it was just old, and I think that might have been still sticking in there. Usually those will come off in one piece. I think that was holding it on there. That's kind of weird. I haven't seen a whole lot of that material. They've glued those rubber pads on there. That made me think the whole thing is glued. But there it is. There's not a whole lot of copper in there. That one's kind of light on the copper. So let's crack it open. You don't want to breathe the dust in these. You want to do this outside where it's ventilated. You don't want to breathe none of the dust that comes out of this. This black stuff is a ferrous material. It sticks to a magnet, but there's a powdery dust that comes up out of it. You do not want to breathe it. Oh, there's more copper in there now. It was hiding in there, I think. So yeah, there's a pound of copper in there. Look at that. That's the good stuff. So I get down to the scrapyard and get this sorted out for you, and I'll show it to you down there what it all looks like. I don't want to smash that too much right now. Without a garbage can around, there's no garbage can around here. So. That's why I made that video with all the cicadas up in the trees a couple weeks ago. There's a cicada larva shell. They dig themselves down the ground, they come out. Alrighty, get this back on here. So you want to put those back on. Obviously that big pointy piece of glass is really bad. Say a kid jumped over this, running from his friends one night or something, came over here, landed right on top of that piece of glass. It's just an accident waiting to happen. So that's another reason to put those back on there, screw them back on. And so there's really not a whole lot in there. Pound of copper, cord, and basically some skibble skibble. These are nice. I kind of like these. That's a nice piece of copper. Okay, let's get to the scrapyard. Okay, so my lunch break was too long. I didn't realize I wasn't watching the clock. It's 5 o'clock, so I can't go to their scrapyard. This place closes at 1. I was on the way back to the storage unit. Let's see if I can slip in here. He's going to go ask her. They open up for good loads. Like there's like 1,000 pounds of copper right there. So I might have come by at the right time. I'll see what happens. Okay, well, that scrapyard is closed as well. I figured it was worth asking. But I'm just gonna leave this on my rig, and it'll be the first load I take in. I busted that up. Busted that. So that goes in there. Apartments where I live, I think they've had problem with people dumping. That's a new sign. That's a new sign. This is the kind of signs you want to put up. See that? Put a bolt right through the steel wall of the dumpster. And that's the ultimate design. Ultimate right there. That way, if you see someone dumpster diving and you have a sign up, you just call the cops. They'll take care of the problem. People that actually care about that, that's all you gotta do. Put a sign up, call the cops. You never have to say a word to anyone. All right, well, I sure hope you enjoyed the little show. Sorry the end didn't go the way I planned. I was enjoying that indoor air conditioning at McDonald's. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for watching. Whoop. Get a little more mine on. There we go.